This is the Make Sense Again American. What I'm about to say is going to make sense once I say it. Makes all the sense. Matter of fact, I'll give you warning signals. You're going to be like, damn, that makes absolute sense. Today's topic is the spawn of feminism. You dumb ass women that said, I'm a feminist. You ain't no damn feminist. Once I give you the throwdown about feminism, you're going to realize, nope, you were never a feminist. All right, let's begin. First of all, I'm going to say some things that are some choice words that are not said today, but used to be said in the 80s. Let's begin. Oh, you see that black guy over there? Yeah, make sure he doesn't steal anything. Oh, that's a little intense. Here's another one. You're my wife. You're supposed to suck on this. Your job is to satisfy me. Calm down, bro. Here's another one. We now have Vietnamese neighbors. Bring the dogs inside. Shut up! Now, see, you can't say that no more. You can think it, you can bring the dogs inside, but you got to shut up. That's kind of rude and horribly racist. Lastly, ask that Mexican, does he want to cut my grass? No, I don't. Yeah, I know. He's not in work clothes, but ask him anyway. He's Mexican. Oh, calm down. All right, now let me tell you something. Out of all those four things, one of them you can still say to this day. Yes. Ding, 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 ding. If you picked door number 2, you are absolutely right. You are my wife. Your job is to satisfy me. You were supposed to get on your knees and do this for me. You are my wife. Everything else, you got to shut up. It's kind of politically incorrect, And if you don't think that you can say something without getting away with it, yeah, try calling that tranny a him. It's ma'am. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things you can say, but there's a lot of things you can no longer say. But back then in the 80s, what's that man doing in a dress? Why does that man wear lipstick? Dude, that's disgusting. That's nasty. Now you have to say, he's beautiful. Oh, gross. Anyway, that's what you have to say now. It's not that you have to say it, but you kind of like have to veer in that direction. You're forced to say things. Well, back then, and when I mean back then, I'm talking about in the 60s, late 50s, the Bible Belt was really strong, and it had a hell of a whip on it. And with the Bible Belt, there was God, freedom, and country. And when you hear the word Bible, you think of freedom. This is your freedom. You think of free to choose, free to live, free to speak, free to be the pursuit of happiness kind of thing. Even if you're in England, because everything has to do with Christianity or Catholicism, doesn't matter. But the Bible Belt was really, really strong. Along comes these two women, and like I said, I have ADD, so I'm gonna bounce from place to place, but I promise to bring you back home. But there's these two women. We'll name one Gertrude and the other one Emily. Okay. Now, Gertrude and Emily were close. They were really close. They were a two-person sewing circle, and they were really close friends. And every now and then they would play adult fun games. And next thing you know, Gertrude is telling Emily, come go away with me. And well, I can't say because I'm not lesbian. It's considered a sin. I can't do it. And Gertrude is like, it's not a sin. Stop saying the sin. Stop quoting the Bible and just come with me to the Casbah. And Emily says, no, I won't have it. I'm going to marry Tim. And Tim and me are going to live happily ever after. And you should find a man too. And you have to do what he says and you have to obey him. And Gertrude was not feeling that. Gertrude is like, oh, hell no. But it's in the Bible. You have to obey your man. As a matter of fact, you can't be doing that lesbo stuff. It ain't tolerable. So, years go by, Emily gets married, and Gertrude says, I invited you. You were supposed to come over for tea. Where were you? And Emily responds, no, I was sucking my man's D. Yeah, he cleaned it, he did, and I had to go ahead and suck it. I'm his wife. I could do that all day. I'm supposed to do it. You have to get a husband. You have to do it too. And Gertrude's like, I can't do it. Yes, but you have to. What are you going to tell them, huh? That you're into women, huh? What are you going to do, huh? They will beat you. If they'll arrest you, they'll call you crazy. Just go with the flow. There's nothing you could say, huh? The government will be against you. No, nobody will be your friend. Everybody will put you on a blacklist. You can't go anywhere. You'll be the crazy woman. Just comply, okay? There's nothing wrong with marriage. There's nothing wrong going to church every week on a Sunday, and there's nothing wrong making babies. Now behave yourself and just go away. And so Gertrude says, this is a travesty. And Gertrude did get married. And Gertrude had to get on her knees. And she hated every minute of it. London is where feminism was born. They were forced to suck dick. Just like we're forced today to bake a cake. Just like we're forced today to not say anything if a gay couple wants to jump in and marry into a church that they don't even go to. Just like today, where you're forced to take photography of a gay wedding without any backtalk or any backlash. Otherwise, you're known as the outcast. You will be doxxed and you will be boycotted. And it's pretty much over for your business and livelihood. But back then, they did not have the LGBT belt. They had the Bible belt. And so what happened was, a lot of these feminists started coming up. And they started bringing that nonsense to America. And it was mostly just lesbianism. It was a sewing circle without the needle and without the yarn. Or fabric, I don't know, yarn, I guess. So anyway, it was a sewing circle that consisted of a bunch of women and having little meetings and things like that. And they'd probably have like strap-on and dildo parties, things like that. And there were a bunch of ugly women and mostly older women. You want to hear a funny part? Yes, I'm veering off because I have ADD, but let me go ahead and begin. The funny thing is they had a lot of these black women. You stupid black bitches. They had these black women that says, I'm a feminist. I'm for women's lib in this. They were getting beat down like they're black men. Their black men needed them. Their black men protected them. Their black men loved them. And they were screaming feminism. These idiots. And how do you get paid? By getting your black man run away and him marrying white women. Not dating them, marrying them. They are putting rings on white women's fingers. You should be thrilled as a black feminist. You idiot. You're lonely and you're pathetic. All right, back to the story. These feminists, they started first coming out with this whole women's lib. We should have the right to vote, which is fine. But you do know that you vote with your feelings, when you're a woman. Okay, let's just put it like this. I guess the first woman that wanted to get the vote, or that, was happy to get a vote, was now voting for things that was, mostly passionate things. My son is getting hit by, these kids are getting hit by cars. We need to put a stop sign right here. And the mayor is like, well, I won't tolerate it. I'm putting a stop sign right here. And then then she says, well, over here, you need a red light, green light over here because there's a lot of accidents. Oh, I'll do it right now. Yeah. So they were pretty much doing that while men vote for other things, the draft and things like that. And so when it came to this whole feelings, that's why we always talk about feelings whenever we talk about women and voting, or women in general trying to take leadership roles. The voting is going against you. You do have to understand that when you divorced your man and took half, or if not more than half of everything, and the house, that was because you voted for these politicians to go ahead and do that. And it's kind of sad that a lot of these men that work for the government, pay taxes on the government, get screwed by the same government. And that's because of, women. And feminists think that this is a victory. Feminists also think it's a victory to run a man out the house. This is once again on the black community. If you give her welfare, food stamps, checks, things like that. Oh, a place to stay, I believe it's called Section 8. You can run the man out and you don't need a man. And so you make a bunch of feminist kids. Now feminists, or if not feminist kids, but feminine boys. But look at what feminists have done now. This is what I'm talking about with your stupidity. Feminists has literally told you that you should go ahead and be a slut. I remember this one lady says that when she had mentioned that every girl should do porn at least once, that every girl should do porn, it would lift your spirits. What the hell do you know about spirits? You're 87 years old. Sit your ass down. You're an old lady. But if you really think you're gonna lift your spirits, yeah, get at me. I will choke. Ooh. Anyway, not choke you to death. I'll choke F you down your throat and hold your nostrils at the same time. I got you, baby, and I'll put it on camera. Let's see how high your spirits lift when I get a hold of you. I will anal rip you, you old bag. But I would do it because, I like women. So anyway, and she's a woman, so hey, she's got the proper plumbing. So, but the thing of it is that she just said that because they want to pollute all you women. She reminds me of Gertrude. If I pollute these women, I can make sure these women never get husbands. They hate marriage. They hate the Bible Belt. They hate God. They disdain Christianity. They hate it. Okay, I'm sorry, they despise Christianity. Okay? And so what they try to do is turn you to the biggest sluts. That's why they have slut walks. They have you in these little gowns. Yes, it goes up against objectivity, but they don't care. When you're an ugly girl, dressed disgusting with purple hair, shaved eyebrows, and walking around in lingerie and pasties on your boobs talking about, I'm a slut, so what? What you do is you literally dissolve any chances of marriage. You're on the internet, you're all over the place, and no man wants to marry you. Well, good. I don't want to get married. I'm a feminist. You're going to be lonely with cats, okay? You're going to be that woman. All that fine, and you're looking ugly. It reminds me of Scarlett Johansson when she put that dumbass man haircut, and then Katy Perry did the man haircut, and then Miley Cyrus did the man haircut, yet Ellen, the degenerate's wife, still has long flowing blonde hair. I would have expected it from her, not Katy Perry, not the women that aren't lesbians. They're trying to be feminists, but I would have expected it from Portia de Rossi. She should have cut her hair like a man. She did not. Funny to me, that's all. I'm just saying that's quite hilarious. Okay, so when it came to feminism, it's totally different than we need to vote, especially if you vote on your feelings or what have you. Feminism has trashed your not your dignity, your reputation. If I was a woman and they try to get me to be a feminist, the first thing they would do is tell me that men are trash, that men are the enemy, that men can do nothing for you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and give you the whole, we change your tires and we kill your spiders. I don't even care about that. But I am the type of guy that if I see a woman changing her tire, if she's doing good, I'll leave her alone. The majority of women out there that are attractive, I don't even talk to. And I turn heads. But I don't talk to them because, if they're really gorgeous, they get hit on by 600 guys. And I'm a talkative person. I get along with anybody. But if they're really, really up there in looks, why try to do a pickup artist on her? Just, hey, if it happens, it happens. A smile, okay, that's fine. We'll do that and we'll leave it at that. Because yes, you get bothered by all these thirsty ass men and you don't need me approaching you. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I have I'm surrounded by maybe 30 female friends, no guy friends. That's another topic why I don't have guy friends. I can't stand guys. I'm not with that program. So anyway, it has nothing to do with the phobia or nothing like that. It's just I did the guy thing and it's just too much beer drinkers and machismo and things like that. I'm not putting up with that. No, hell no. So, back at the topic, like I said, sorry about that. But if I was a female, they would try to recruit me to be a feminist, and they would tell me that I don't need a man, and they would tell me to have sex with whoever I want, and they would say that it's empowering. It's not empowering. What kind of power do you have saying, get out of my house now that we had sex? It's pretty much, bitch, I was leaving anyway. That's what we do as guys. You didn't use me. I got you. You didn't get anything. I got you. And it's really sad when women actually believe this trash. The executive producer or director of Sex and the City, who actually made a show about 4 women that was sleeping around every man in New York City. Funny how they never bumped into any of those guys ever again. Ha ha, I got that ass. Ha ha. Even Samantha the slut never bumped into anybody. She did on one episode. Yes, I watched it. When a guy was trying to holler at her and got with her, she's like, oh my God, it's deja vu. I've been with you before. But that was it. But as far as that goes, that show was trash. But she encouraged women to be feminists. She encouraged women, in the movie that is, to be free spirits. And she's miserable. She says she has no man, lots of money, and no man to go home to. Every woman needs a man to go home to. I'm sorry, but they do. And if you believe that you're a lesbian, I believe this is what happens. And if as soon as you think you're a lesbian, they'll just give you a flag and say, we need a march. We need to do this. We need to get Christianity. And now you pretty much have a vested interest in it because you marched, because you saw other girls, because you saw other girls screaming and yelling at camera saying, we have to have rights, blah, 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 blah. So now you're just this angry chick that really, really wanted to be with men, but you're just angry for no reason. For no reason. You can go be a lesbian. You can go ahead. You don't need to wave that flag anymore. I think y'all done, right? I think you're finished, right? No, honestly. You can marry, you can live together, you can visit each other at the hospitals, you can do all that, and you're still screaming. So that makes no sense. Tell me what the hell you're screaming about now, because I think y'all have everything now. And you can go fight for this country, because apparently this is your country, okay? This is your country now. If the draft happens, you get to go first. We always say freedom don't come free, and it don't. It's about that time you get in the front lines if they do the draft, but they will not do the draft. Everybody says draft, but they're not going to do the draft. All this was a ramble. I may just delete this, but it's pretty much how feminism robbed women. It left a bunch of lonely, pathetic women out there saying we're all the good men. I don't have any man. I don't have anybody. And male feminists can go to hell too. I don't like feminism. I think Gertrude wants every woman to not have a husband, to throw their Bibles away, to do everything. But if you do the math and if you did the research, the Bible is the book that told you what to do. So you're supposed to take your youth and find a man, a good man. And it's easy to find a good man because they're everywhere, but they stand at maybe 5'6", 5'6" and under, and they're good guys and they're hard workers and they'll come home to you, but you don't want that. You want to be the slut, and you want to be the girl that hollers at the great looking guys, and you want to be the girl that just frolics in college and does all kinds of things, and then it's over. By the time you're 32, you already have wrinkles. Now you're saying, I need to settle down. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants you. It's over. You're 32. That guy has even found a woman, and he's 32. And even though you rejected him because he was 5'6", the other girl did not reject him. He found a good girl, and maybe it was in church, or maybe it was in something that had to do with a religious get-together. But usually, if a man wants a wife, he has to go to church, and he has to prove himself. He can't just go to church and pick a woman. He has to go to church, and he'll find a good woman, because there are great women in a church. I didn't say every church, but just in a church. A Christian church, Catholic, what have you. But at least you have God and things like that. But I'm going on a rant. This was not supposed to be a Christian turn to God thing. I'm just saying that the book is right. You're not supposed to be trash. You're not supposed to be letting every guy see the color of your nipples, the noises you make in bed, the tint of your asshole. How do you think that I'm supposed to get with you if other men know all that about you? Huh? How do you think it feels for a man to hold your hand and be proud to walk in public with you when all these guys are pointing and snickering, saying, oh my God, he married her for that one part of her, not her heart. He married her so that she never gives it away, and she gave it away to everybody. And you did. You gave it away to everybody. I would never, ever put a ring on a skank. Ever. And I'm a worthy man. But no, I would never put a ring on a skank. Especially if she's like that and just skanking the hell out of everything. Why would I? Tell me what they have to offer. What do you possibly have to offer? What do you bring to the table? Huh? I've seen you. You're on the internet. You're wearing pasties and you screamed, I'm a slut. So what? Well, A, you're a slut. That's what. This is the Make Sense Again American. I might not keep this video. I was just doing a rant on the way home. And I guess that's it. If I get comments or thumbs ups, I'll go ahead and leave it, but we'll see what happens. I'm not popular yet, so we'll see where this goes. Bye.